Hello everyone, welcome back to more Dear Esther, the Landmark Edition. Got down to this lower area where all these rock formations are. Almost looks like it has the letter 4 written on it. Okay, I think this is above where we walked to down the beach area. That would make sense. I like those little attentions to details in map designing, level designing, just showing you where you're going or where you're aiming for, and then letting you see where you've been. It helps you determine where you actually are in the game world. Especially when you don't have a map or anything to reference. So yeah, the water was coming from over here. I don't think we're going to be able to walk up there. It's not wanting us to go this way. Yeah, I like walking simulators myself. I don't think they're as bad as everybody thinks they are. I mean, you know, you don't always want high action shooting off zombie heads, you know, every time you're playing a game. Sometimes you just want something chill or something that doesn't require, you know, all your brain power, you know, to get through, or you just want to enjoy nice, really good looking graphics or something with a semblance of a story. There's nothing wrong with that. But over the years, a lot of horror games, and especially indie horror games, went the route of making horror games that are just really walking simulators, you know, with a few jump scares or whatever, but not real gameplay to them. So that's kind of one of the bad negatives of the walking simulator genre, is that it inspired a lot of, you know, lesser horror games because they wanted to emulate this kind of experience. Because a walking simulator doesn't even have to have a puzzle element to it at all. It can just literally be this. This is strictly just moving through a nice area, and each level is its own kind of distinct environment or area, and then hearing a narrative story. And there's nothing wrong with that, but when you want games with more depth and actual gameplay, you don't really want them to be a walking sim. It's getting a little dangerous in here. Gonna have a rock come down on our head. Okay.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services, but although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Looks like we got a couple of crashed ships, barges over here. Okay, let's go up here first. I hope I'm able to keep the nice music in this game in the videos. I may not be able to. I won't know until I try to upload it to YouTube. Let's see if I get a copyright claim.
I've begun to wonder if Donnelly's voyage here was as prosaic as it was presented. How disappointed not to have found the bones of the holy man. No wonder he hated the inhabitants so. To him they must have seemed like barnacles mindlessly clinging to a mercy seat. Why cling so hard to the rock? Because it is the only thing that stops us from sliding into the ocean, into oblivion.
That's a buoy. Actually hear it out there. You can see a little boat and a big one. I cannot read that. And there's our tower light over there. What does that say? Something eat nor drink. And neither did he eat nor drink. Okay, that's what that says. Right. Try my best to read that stuff for you when it arises. Maybe you can get over there, and that's where you can read it from. We're going to go down and explore it. What's this? Just gonna barrels, package. You're probably saying, why don't you press the run button? Come on, run. I can't. There's no run button. Okay, that's where we started, really. Guess so. Yeah, we could have just came all the way down this way. So let's wrap around from the other side, maybe. There we go. Little fences. So yeah, what I do with my YouTube videos, just in general, I try to keep everything in, music-wise, that's in a game, and I just upload it. What is this? Can of some kind of spray, primer or something. I upload them, and you just have to wait, because after you upload the video, then they scan it for the copyright claim ID stuff, and then it'll tell you, you know, you have a copyright on whatever your video is once it finishes that, or it'll just say no restrictions, and that means you're good to go. But sometimes video game music can get claimed. It did for the introduction of my Silent Hill playthrough, the very first video. And it's from some dude who covered it. It's not the original theme song. It's a cover. But yet this dude's putting a claim on my video, whoever he is, you know.
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
So his wife got hurt in a car wreck or died. A drunk hit them and she died, and I guess we lived. I think that's the way forward. Let's go over here. So yeah, I'm just saying, just because it's video game music doesn't mean you're safe from getting copyright claimed. So if that happens, then in editing, I just have to cut out the music and the sound effects in the game, which sucks. Because in the editing process, I've got an audio portion for my mic recording, and then I have an audio portion for the game's music and sound effects, and they are separated. So man, this place got totally... This place hit the shore and just exploded everything off of it. There's nothing to pick up or anything. It's just, you know, come down here and look around. And so yeah, my worry with like the Silent Hill thing, I haven't cut it out. It's still, it says I have a copyright claim. It's not from Konami, you know. And I haven't cut it. But when and if I ever get 1,000 subscribers and all that, and I can apply for monetization, get in the partnered program with YouTube to start making money off the ads that they're already making money off of on my videos. You know, it might be an issue when I apply for that process, because then you have a video that's sitting on your account that they're going to analyze that has a status of having a copyright claim on it, whether it's legit or not. Because I'd rather not have any copyright claims at all when I try to get monetization started. Because you have to get approved, and if you don't, then I've heard in like 30 days or something you can try again. But all it could take is one video to get you denied. Something drawn here.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
Okay. Looks like a sea monster. I don't know what that is. Can't really read it all from over here, but can't go any further. Can we? Nope. Yeah, this is probably where the developers expect you to read it from. So if you just kind of hit every point of the area, then you'll get, you know, all the dialogue that you can find. You can miss a lot of the dialogue just by not going over to a certain location. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Game looks really good. I think it's running really well. No,
When I first looked into the shaft, I swear I felt the stones in my stomach shift in recognition.
oh, that'd make my balls tighten up too, buddy. Yeah, you don't want to go down there. Looks like a building, structure, or something. Guess we could go that way. Let's go back this way. Oof. Wow. Can you imagine falling down there? I mean, you'd most likely, yeah, you would die instantaneously. But that'd be pretty scary. Okay, loop around, U-turn. So yeah, we haven't seen any of these mysterious figures. A lot of times, though, I think this is a point, like, if you see railings visible, a lot of times that's kind of where they'll be. Okay. Couple of structures here.
I've begun my ascent on the green slope of the western side. I've looked deep into the mountain from the shaft and understood that I must go up and then find the way under. I will stash the last vestiges of my civilization in the stone walls and work deeper from there. I'm drawn by the aerial and the cliff edge. There is some form of rebirth waiting for me there.
Mm-hmm. Horse stalls, I presume. Well, maybe not horse, but animal. Yeah, I forgot how much music is in this game. Be ashamed to have to take it out. Just took a sip of drink if you heard some bubbles.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
Okay. So, Maybe those are goat stalls or something. And he was not thought of as being a man of breeding, apparently. Don't know that we need to know that. You're a disgraceful man. You're not fit for breeding. Alright, two. Structures. Another stall. I get some triangles and lines. I believe this was my series speculation picture for you guys to guess this game. It's this building in particular. There it is over there. Crazy looking.
When the oil lamps ran out, I didn't pick up a torch, but used the moonlight to read by. When I've pulled the last shreds of sense from it, I will throw Donnelly's book from the cliffs, and perhaps myself with it. Maybe it will wash back up through the caves and erupt from the spring when the rain comes, making its return to the hermit's cave. Perhaps it will be back on the table when I wake. I think I may have thrown it into the sea several times before.
Like, I wish in this game, there's no notes or anything, but I wish you could at least open drawers or cabinets or something, you know? Or open doors of places you're walking into. Everything's just already open because there's nothing to interact with. I get that's kind of a game mechanics, if you want to call it, for a walking simulator. Whoa. But, you know, even if there's not going to be anything in the drawer, letting me open it gives me something to do, if I want to do it, you know? It at least gives you some interactions. So there's really nothing here. A couple of packages, probably stole from over there. Yeah. The spoken dialogue is your reward, you know, for exploration in this game. There's nothing wrong with that. This is a story-driven game. But that's your reward for, like, scouring every inch, is you get more of the story. Wonder if it's gonna rain at all in the game. I don't think the mod did. No more railing. Wow. More barrels, it looks like. Another cave of some sort. It's pretty windy up here.
Jakobsen's ribcage, they told Donnelly, was deformed, the result of some birth defect or perhaps a traumatic injury as a child. Brittle and overblown it was, and desperately light. Perhaps it was this that finally did for him, unable to contain the shattering of his heart. In half-light, his skeleton a discarded prop, a false and calcified seabird.
Okay. What a way to start a note. Jakobsen's ribcage. It's like, what? Why are you talking about this man's ribcage? It's like a poetic narration. I dig it, man.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. He'd struggled halfway down the cliff path, perhaps looking for some lost goat, or perhaps in a delirium, and expired, curled into a claw right under the winter moon. Even the animals shunned his corpse. The mainlanders thought to bring it home unlucky. Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot, but he is proving an unreliable witness.
Oh, it's like a... Oh, well... Somebody's ashes or what? Interesting. Let's test it and see what happens when we go out here. I think you get pulled under and just respawn.
Come back.
Yeah. So that's dying in Dear Esther. That's what happens. All right. So we're heading towards that cave over there is what's going to happen. This is probably based off of a real location or a combination maybe of places like this. I mean, it has to be. That's what game developers do still, or do now, is, you know, go to location and take video, 4K video, high quality pictures, and then re-replicate that into a game. And there you go. You got realism. So this is some gutted out boat frame. Pretty good sized boat. Alright guys, we'll use this as our goalpost. Would have been nice to have a flag on it or something. I'll stop this video here. the next video, we'll come back and make our way into a cave. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next part. Bye.